The 2024 U.S. presidential election is on the horizon. The stakes are high, and the nation is bracing for a pivotal moment in its history. All eyes are on the candidates: Kamala Harris for the Democrats and Donald Trump for the Republicans. Their policies and visions for the future couldn't be more different. The tech world, particularly Silicon Valley, is split in its support. This division is reflective of the broader societal divide, with tech professionals and leaders taking strong stances. Prominent figures have taken sides, making their endorsements known and influencing their vast networks. Mark Cuban, Vinod Khosla, Sheryl Sandberg, Bill Gates, Melinda French Gates, Reed Hastings, and Reid Hoffman back Harris. They believe her policies will foster innovation and support the growth of small businesses. They admire her leadership and her stance on small businesses and abortion rights. Harris's commitment to social justice and equality resonates with many in the tech industry. On the other side, Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, Mark Andreessen, Ben Horowitz, and Douglas Leone stand with Trump. They argue that his business-friendly approach will benefit the tech industry. They criticize the Biden administration's tech regulations and believe Trump would be more business-friendly. They argue that less regulation will lead to greater innovation and economic growth. The tech world, it seems, is as divided as the nation itself. This division highlights the broader political and ideological battles that are shaping the future of the United States. The 2016 U.S. election cast a long shadow on Facebook, now Meta. The platform, which was once seen as a neutral space for social interaction, found itself at the center of a political storm. The platform became a battleground for misinformation and fake news. Users were bombarded with misleading articles and false information, which spread like wildfire across the network. Critics argued that Facebook's algorithms and lax content moderation fueled distrust and potentially swayed the election. The algorithms, designed to maximize engagement, often prioritize sensational and divisive content, exacerbating the problem. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook's CEO, initially downplayed the platform's role. He dismissed the idea that fake news on Facebook could have influenced the election as crazy. He insisted that Facebook was a neutral platform for sharing information. According to him, the responsibility lay with the users to discern the truth from falsehood. However, as evidence mounted and public outcry grew, Zuckerberg changed his tune. The pressure from the public and the media became too significant to ignore. He admitted Facebook's shortcomings and pledged to address them. Zuckerberg acknowledged that the platform had a responsibility to ensure the integrity of the information shared. It was a turning point for Facebook and its approach to election integrity. The company began implementing new policies and tools to combat misinformation, aiming to restore trust and prevent future misuse of the platform. Following the 2016 election, pressure mounted on Zuckerberg. He could no longer ignore Facebook's role in the spread of misinformation. He shifted from denial to damage control, promising to clean up the platform. Zuckerberg announced a series of initiatives to combat misinformation. These included fact-checking partnerships, labeling suspicious content, and a war room to monitor threats during the 2018 midterms. Zuckerberg was trying to show that Facebook was taking the issue seriously. The 2024 election is approaching, and Meta, Facebook's parent company, is taking a different tack. Unlike previous years, where the company was highly vocal about its efforts to ensure election integrity, this time, it seems to be stepping back. The company has become less transparent about its election efforts, opting for a more hands-off approach. This shift is raising eyebrows among political analysts and the general public alike, who are used to seeing Meta at the forefront of election-related activities. This is a marked shift from previous elections. In the past, Meta was proactive, launching numerous initiatives to combat misinformation and ensure a fair electoral process. Their efforts included partnerships with fact-checkers, real-time updates on election results, and extensive ad transparency measures. Meta is no longer actively promoting its election integrity initiatives. The once busy channels that buzzed with election-related content are now noticeably quieter, leaving users to wonder about the company's current stance. It's keeping a lower profile, avoiding the spotlight. This strategic retreat is seen by some as a way to sidestep the controversies that have plagued the company in recent years. This is partly due to the intense scrutiny and criticism the company has faced from both sides of the political spectrum. Meta has been in the crosshairs for its handling of political content, with accusations ranging from censorship to bias and even claims of fueling societal polarization. Meta has been accused of censorship, bias, and fueling polarization. These allegations have not only tarnished its reputation but also led to a loss of trust among its user base. It's trying to avoid further controversy. By stepping back, Meta hopes to navigate the turbulent waters of political discourse more cautiously, aiming to rebuild its image and regain user trust without being the center of political debates. Section 5. Election integrity, a lower profile approach. Meta's reduced transparency extends to its policies and actions on election-related content. The company is saying less about how it identifies and removes false information, or how it handles voter suppression efforts. This lack of information is concerning. Researchers and watchdog groups rely on data from social media platforms to monitor election integrity. Meta's silence makes it harder to assess the effectiveness of its efforts and hold the company accountable. It's a worrying trend. Section 6. Zuckerberg's frustration, a CEO under siege. Mark Zuckerberg is feeling the heat. He's frustrated with the political climate and the constant scrutiny on Meta. He has expressed a desire to step back from politics and focus on other things. The pressure is getting to him. Zuckerberg is tired of being the target of criticism. He's tired of being accused of bias. He's tired of the perception that Facebook has too much power. He's ready for a break from the political arena. Section 7. The data dilemma. Researchers left in the dark. Meta's decision to restrict data access for researchers is another blow to transparency. Researchers rely on this data to study the platform's impact on elections, analyze trends, and identify threats. Without it, their work is hampered. In the past, Meta provided researchers with access to large data sets, but the company has scaled back these programs, citing privacy concerns. This makes it difficult to study misinformation, echo chambers, and the impact of political advertising. Section 8. Meta's election, impact, and uncertain future. As the 2024 election unfolds, Meta's role remains unclear. The company's retreat from transparency raises concerns about blind spots and its ability to handle emerging threats. It's a gamble. Without clear communication from Meta, it's impossible to gauge the effectiveness of its election integrity efforts. The lack of data access for researchers further hinders independent oversight. The stakes are high, and the outcome is uncertain. Section 9. Conclusion. Navigating the information maze. The 2024 election will be a test for Meta. Can the company balance its desire for a lower profile with its responsibility to protect election integrity? Can it regain public trust? The answers to these questions will shape the future of online political discourse. The world is watching.